fantastic fourth graders. Man, it is so windy outside. I feel like I've been blown all over the place. It was so great to see some of you today at Packet Pickup. That's always nice when I get to take a peek and say hi to you through the car. I wanted to share this funny bookmark that Allie gave me that I thought was pretty funny, and I want you to read it. Let me get up kind of close. Can you see that? Books are appealing. Anyway, this kind of gave me a laugh when I opened up Allie's letter, and I thought, well, this would be a great bookmark to use for our next book that we're going to begin reading. I will share with you in a minute what it's going to be. I also wanted to tell you guys thank you for all of your letters that you wrote to me for the letter writing last week. I really enjoyed reading all of those. Okay, we're going to finish up our book today. There's a boy in the girls' bathroom. All right, we're going to back up just a little bit and we'll read chapter 45. She smiled and blushed. Bradley smiled too. Even though his team lost, he thought it had been the most fun race of the day. Plus, when the girls somersaulted in their party dresses, he could see their underwear. All right, I'm sure you remember that from yesterday. Chapter 46. Colleen's mother told everyone to find a partner for the three-legged race. Jeff and Colleen looked nervously at each other. Judy and Betty paired up. They stood side by side with their arms around each other's shoulders as Mrs. Varigold tied their inside legs together. Lori and Melinda became another team. Bradley thought they looked funny since Melinda was almost twice Lori's size. Amy and Dina looked even funnier. Since they were both dressed the same, they looked like a two-headed monster. Except, of course, he didn't believe in monsters. Karen suddenly realized what was happening. If Jeff and Colleen became partners, it meant she'd have to be partners with Bradley. So, Jeff said to Colleen, who's your partner? No one yet, said Colleen. Who's yours? No one yet. Colleen's mother stepped in and paired up the final two teams. She didn't think it would be proper for a boy and a girl to have their legs tied together, so she made Jeff and Bradley one team, and Colleen and Karen the other. Bradley was glad that he and Jeff were finally on the same team. Colleen and Jeff were happy with the teams too. As much as they liked each other, they weren't quite ready to put their arms around each other and tie their legs together. Karen was the only one who was disappointed. She thought it would have been exciting to have been partners with Bradley. The 5 teams lined up. It wasn't a relay race. Each team would go at the same time. They had to run past the tree to the fence and then back. Don't try to run too fast, Jeff cautioned. The most important thing is that we keep together so we don't fall down. Bradley nodded. On your mark, said Mrs. Varigold. Get set! Go! They took 2 steps, then tumbled to the ground. As they tried to get up, they kept pulling each other back down. At last, they stood up together and started after the others. Inside, outside, inside, outside, Jeff directed as they moved their legs in unison. The other teams took a long time turning around at the fence. When Jeff and Bradley reached the fence, they simply fell down again and stood up facing the other direction. It was quicker that way. Amy and Dina were just ahead of them. Amy tried to go to the left of the tree as Dina tried to go to the right of it, and then they smashed into it. Inside, outside, said Jeff as he and Bradley charged around them. Karen and Colleen were in the lead when they suddenly stumbled and fell on their faces. Judy and Betty tumbled over them. Lori and Melinda had to stop and turn to avoid the pile. Jeff and Bradley charged past, now in first place. Inside, outside, called Jeff, but they must have missed a beat somewhere because when he said inside, they moved their outside feet, and when he said outside, they moved their inside feet. Hey, Bradley, You're going the wrong way, yelled Lori. Whoa! Amy and Dina dived across the finish line in first place, just ahead of Lori and Melinda. Jeff and Bradley crawled across in third. Judy, Betty, Karen, and Colleen remained tangled together on the grass. After everyone got untied, they gathered on the grass next to the patio. Now what? Bradley asked. Nobody in particular. Colleen's mother is adding up the points, said Betty. Then we'll get to pick our prizes, said Judy. He asked me, said Betty. Everyone hushed as Mrs. Verigold prepared to announce the winner. The winner is, she paused, suspensefully, Bradley! He was shocked. He had been on the winning team every time except for the three-legged race and the somersault race, but he had been having too much fun to notice. Everyone clapped their hands as he walked to the front. Mrs. Verigold gave him a blue ribbon that said first place on it. No one had told him about the ribbon. Then he got to pick a prize. He looked through the basket. There were lots of good things from which to choose. Dolls, makeup, perfume, earrings, hair ornaments. He chose a harmonica. Melinda came in second, then Amy, Judy, Dina, Karen, Lori, and Betty, and Jeff was last. Jeff knew he'd be last since he was never on Bradley's team. The only race he won was the somersault race. Actually, he had tied for last with Colleen, but Colleen didn't get a prize because she'd be getting all her presents later. Jeff took the only prize left in the basket, a doll's dress. Thank you, he said politely. Now what? Bradley asked. We have ice cream and cake, said Melinda. Oh boy, said Bradley. Melinda laughed. They sat at the picnic table. Colleen sat at the head of the table. Bradley sat between Jeff and Melinda. Judy and Betty sat across from him. Mrs. Verigold's going to bring in the cake now, said Judy. With candles, said Betty. I'm telling him, said Judy. With candles. Mrs. Verigold brought in the cake and suddenly everyone started singing. Bradley was caught by surprise. He didn't have to remember the words. Though he tried, he sang, Happy birthday, dear call to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, dear Colleen. Happy birthday, dear, to you. Happy birthday to... He suddenly realized he was the only one still singing. Everyone laughed. It's not his fault, said Judy. This is his first birthday party in a long time. There are 10 candles because she's 10 years old, explained Betty. Oh, I get it, said Bradley. Lori laughed. Colleen blew them all out. That means her wish will come true, explained Melinda. But she can't tell you what she wished for, otherwise it won't come true, Lori explained. Bradley carefully ate his cake and ice cream without making a mess. Then everyone went into the living room where Colleen opened her presents. Open mine! Mine first! They urged. That one's mine! Open mine, Colleen, said Bradley. After each present was opened, everyone said, how neat, and oh, I wish I had one of those. Bradley said those things too, and he meant what he said, although most of the gifts were things he would never have wanted. Colleen picked up the next present. That's mine, he shouted. Colleen read the card. On the front of the card, there was a picture of a baseball player swinging a baseball bat. It said, here's hoping your birthday is... And on the inside of the card, it showed the bat smacking a ball, and it said, a big hit. Under that, it said, happy birthday, and it was signed, Love, Bradley. Everyone went crazy. Love, exclaimed Amy. Love? Bradley's heart sank as he realized he had made a terrible mistake. Bradley's in love with Colleen, said Dina. Oh, Bradley, said Judy. When are you getting married? Teased Lori. Shut up, Karen shouted. Everyone stopped talking and looked at her very surprised. "Big deal," said Karen. "You're all so immature." Colleen tore off the wrapping paper and looked at Bradley's gift. Her mouth dropped open. She showed it to everyone. "Wow," said Lori. "Let me see," said Amy. It was a replica of the human heart. They could see all the blood vessels, the aorta, and all the capillaries. The heart valves opened and shut. It could be taken apart and put back together again. "How neat," said Melinda. "I wish I had one of those," said Betty. Bradley smiled proudly. He felt happier about the fact that Colleen liked his present than about coming in first place. But, of course, he knew all along she'd like it. Carla had told him to give her a gift from the heart. Colleen opened the rest of the presents, then everyone went home. Jeff and Bradley left together. It was still light outside, although the street lights had come on. "So," asked Jeff. "Wasn't that fun?" Bradley exclaimed. "It was the most at first when I gave Colleen her present and she asked me what it was. I almost told her. And then when I was the only one sitting at the table, my, this boy must be hungry. But then the races started and everyone got points, even the losers. Only next time I won't sign it, love. Karen's a good somersaulter. Chicken's a funny name for a dog. Maybe if they get a chicken, they'll name it Dog." The doll's dress dangled from Jeff's hand. Chapter 47, last 2 pages. And it starts out with a letter. Not sure if you can see that. "Dear Carla, hi. What color shirt are you wearing today? I'm sorry I yelled at you. Guess what? I got 100% on my arithmetic test. Can you believe it? And I didn't rip it up. I would have sent it to you, but I can't because it's hanging on a wall in Mrs. Ebel's class. Do you like teaching kindergarten? I bet you're a good teacher. Ask them to draw pictures for you. You should teach them how to do somersaults too. Thanks for giving me back the book, which you already gave me. I'm sending you a present too. It's a gift from the heart, so you can't return it. Love," no, not love, "yours truly," he marked that out, "love, Bradley. P.S. Her name is Ronnie." I want you to look at, this is where, if you look close, you can see where he's marked out love, then he marked out yours truly, and then he decided, and he signed it love again. And we know what the gift is when he says, "P.S. Her name is Ronnie." Bradley folded the letter and put it in the envelope. He wrote Carla's name on the outside and addressed it to Willow Bend School. Ronnie gave Bartholomew a big hug and a kiss. "Well, goodbye, everybody," she said. "Goodbye, Ronnie," said everybody. "I'll miss you," said Bartholomew. Bradley placed the little red rabbit with the broken ear inside the envelope. He stared out his window for a moment, then looked back down at the bulge in the envelope. He frowned, but it was an unusual frown. In fact, it might have been a smile. All right, so we know that Bradley gave Carla his little rabbit that he loves so much. And I know that you could see the changes that Bradley went through throughout this entire book, from where he started all the way to the end. Wow, what's wonderful things that he changed to be a better person, a better friend, a better son, everything. I'm so proud of the changes that he made throughout the book. And we all know that characters can change in a book, okay? There's a couple other books. We know that this is an old book, copyright 1987. Louis Sacker. If you ever have a hard time remembering how to say his name. It rhymes with cracker. So Louis Sachar, he also, another book that I would recommend by him is Holes. Some of you have already read that this year. And you also know that there is a movie that goes with it. So I would recommend Holes if you'd like to read another Louis Sachar book. There's also another book that I thought you might enjoy. It's called Dogs Don't Tell Jokes. So I thought y'all might enjoy that too. Okay, now I'm ready to announce the book that I'm going to read next. I got super duper excited today when I went to my mailbox. This is the book that I've been waiting for very patiently. And I know some of you wanted to read The Lemonade War, but I thought, you know what? This is meant to be. We finished this book, and then my new book comes the same day. It's meant to be. The book that we're going to start out reading on Monday, I'm going to enter it into the screen very slowly. I'm super excited about this. The one and only Bob. Okay, guys, I cannot wait to share this with you. We may not get to finish it between now and the 21st when school ends, but hey, it will give you a good start. Also, I will have a copy of this book for you guys to have your name in a drawing with Mrs. Buckner, and you can own the book for yourself. This book here is a really nice hardcover book that I ordered on Amazon, and when I get done reading this book, I will donate it to the library to Mrs. Buckner to have as an extra copy for you to check out. I also want to share with you real quick before we go. I've been talking too long. The pages and the way this book is written is also written in the same type of text as she wrote The One and Only Ivan. Okay, guys, talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.